you just being attractive makes them misinterpret everything you do for, would you like some dick? One of my favorite studies is this one. There's two studies. One of them was at Safeway. There was the Safeway executive team or whatever. They basically stated the cashiers at Safeway need to say, thank you, Mr. Smith, whenever they use their credit card. They read the credit card and say, thank you, Mr. Smith, for shopping at Safeway, or thank you, Mrs. Smith, for shopping at Safeway. So when male cashiers said that to male customers, no problem. When male cashiers said that to female customers, no problem. When female cashiers said that to female customers, no problem. When female cashiers said to male customers, thank you, Mr. Smith, for shopping at Safeway, the motherfuckers would follow them out to the parking lot. They'd be sitting there stalking them. They'd be showing up to work at random times because men mistake anything, especially desperate men, will mistake anything for a sign, a cue for sexual activity, right? Sexual access. And the reason why is because during the Pleistocene epoch, during man's prehistoric past, whenever a man mistook an opportunity for sex, he would just try, he would shoot a shot. Like you guys see the Indian guy who hit you up in your DMs, I want to see Bob's in Vagine, that guy. He's shooting his shot because if he's wrong, it doesn't really cost him anything. Yeah. Although now it does, because like Me Too movement or stuff like that. But whereas with a woman, it's going to be the opposite. She's going to assume every dude's a douchebag unless he proves otherwise, right? And so that's why it's different. The second one, I love this study. They show a woman, she is studying next to a man. It's in a photograph, right? This is a college survey. The man and woman are studying. The man is specifically sitting there looking at a piece of paper, and the woman is looking at the piece of paper, and they're sort of faced in towards each other. They have neutral expressions on their face, okay? And they ask men and women, do you think this woman is sexually interested in this man? And what do you think the results were between men and women? What do you think the women said, and what do you think the men said?
Women said no, men said yeah.
So as a percentage, women, about like 17% said yes, but the vast majority said no. And for men, it was something like 80 or 90% said yes, that she was interested.
Because she was face towards him.
Okay, no, actually, I'll tell you this. Then they took the same photo, but they made the woman more physically attractive. So she was showing cleavage, right? And she was just more physically, the girl just had a more symmetrical face, right? Had makeup on. Yeah. And then they asked the same question. It was like 96% of men thought that she was sexually attracted to him. Men do not, it's not that you do anything to cause them to be attracted to you. Would you like some dick? Like what Chris Rock said. He opened the door. Would you like some dick? Hey, here's some water. Would you like some dick? Like that's essentially what's going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So I love that study because the more attractive the woman was, the more men would misinterpret her breathing, her fucking looking in his direction for any reason as an open invitation for sex. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have the buddy system at Twin Peaks. I used to work at Twin Peaks, and there's like a buddy system, like literally walking into work and walking out of work, because of all the women that would get like stalked and followed and
I believe stuff. It. Well, and even just like if you have a conversation and if you smile, if you're nice, like they automatically
then they think
that
like,
you want to have sex
that's
with them.
It's exactly. I mean, that's the point. Like dudes, like they're literal dudes out there. Like I try to explain this. There are literal dudes out there who think you're acting slutty. And they have every right to behave the way they do, or they say something to the effect of, she wouldn't have worn that dress if she wasn't trying to get laid. That kind of stuff, like that kind of like 1950s. Like, of course she wore that dress. Of course she wanted to get raped. Like that kind of like that mentality. That's mentality that you'd see in literally you would see court findings like this in the 1950s and the 1940s, just madness like this. And then when you actually see that these dudes are just fucking creepy and uncalibrated, which is why I try to help men in my program to become more calibrated, to be around more women, then you come to the realization it's like I understand that she's attractive to you, which causes like an internal urge for you, but like you not being able to control it not only gets you in trouble, but it's also unattractive to women.
Yeah,
women would like a guy with some intent but a lot of status who can control himself.